And the answer to that question is yes. Hey guys, Nystel here, and I was a Marine Corps veteran, and I was deployed to Iraq 2 times, spent 14 months there, and I was in active duty from 2003 to 2007. And in this particular first episode of Story Time here, I'm going to talk about my experience in boot camp. Boot camp for Marine Corps recruits are in 2 different locations. Opposite sides of the country. The first one that most people will know is Paris Island in South Carolina. That is located in near the town of Beaufort, or however you would want to say it, depending on who you're talking to. And here's what a map of the island looks like. It is on an island, surrounded by all other islands. I was not there, so I don't know too much about it. But it's a pretty big area, and that's the only thing on that base is the MCRD, Marine Corps Recruit Depot. Second place is where I went, which is in San Diego, California. I was here for 3 months. That's how long boot camp is, 90 training days. And here is a map of it. The first place I'm showing you right there is the PX, or that was pretty much a store where we bought things. PX stands for Post Exchange. Also in that little octagon-looking building there is, or was, the barbershop. I think that is currently moved. It's no longer there. But that's where, when I was there, it was our barbershop that we went every week to get our haircuts. The second place I'm showing you is our first barracks, where we were housed, or barracks, in 2 different locations. During the first month we were stationed here. It was on the first floor, so we were able to run in and out of the barracks pretty easily. In this base, there's 3 levels of barracks, first, second, and third level, and we were on the first floor. Now the next location here is, working down our way down the line there, is the chow hall. That's where we all had our breakfast, lunches, and dinners there every day if we were on that base. Third place I'm showing you right now is the second barracks that we had. During our 3rd month, after we came back from our big extensive training on another base for a month, we were stationed here, or barracked here, for the remainder of our time at boot camp for the last 30 days. Again, we were on the first floor, so that was kind of nice for us. Now, the next spot I'm showing you, you see it's a big slab of concrete. That is called the parade deck. That's where we did all our drilling. We spent actually most of our time while in boot camp is doing these drill movements and drilling maneuvers on that. It's the parade deck, and that's the only thing that's allowed on there. You can't park any cars or anything like that. You can't walk across it unless you're drilling. Any other way to get around it is just go around the sides of it. And now this line that I'm showing you is that this base was divided into just 2 areas. You had the Marine location, where we were guys that were already been through boot camp that are actually stationed there to work there. That's where they were housed, on that side. We only got to go there during our last month for the chow hall. There's another chow hall up that way that we were allowed to, as a reward, I guess, for almost being done. We're allowed to eat at the Marine chow hall. Otherwise, we were at the other side. The other side is the recruit side, as they called it. That's where all the recruit training took place. That side was strictly for recruits. All the obstacle courses, all the training courses, all the running courses were there. And this other location on the far right there, the map, is our schoolhouse. That little half moon looking thing, half circle. That's where most of our classes, or sit-down classes that we had with various instructors, took place. So we'd march there in formation every morning, and we have a bunch of classes there, and then come back and do our other things. Now let me get to the more important things I'm sure you guys want to know about. What is it like? It's pretty intense. When the first few days there, you're at the oh my god effect. Of, oh my god, I can't believe I did this, or oh my god, what did I get myself into? But within a short amount of time, you become accustomed to it. Unfortunately, this base is right next to, it shares the fence to the San Diego airport, so you get to hear and see planes take off every day, all day. It's like it made you a little homesick. now and again. A lot of guys, they get upset. I remember being there the first night or two. The guys, you could hear them weeping in their beds or racks during nighttime because they were all homesick. Now, another thing I'm sure you guys are wondering is, how did these drill instructors treat you? Well, you saw that little video there that I showed you, and that's life. They do that for a reason. There's a reason behind why they do that, and they're supposed to treat you that way. But yeah, that happens every day, along with a bunch of other things. The reason why they're doing that, they're yelling at you like that, is supposed to simulate combat. It's in a sense not necessarily guns, but it's supposed to simulate a very, very stressful situation like combat, and they want you to hold your bearings. You saw that guy going, aye sir, aye sir. That's what they want you to do. They don't want you to break your bearings and twitch and, you know, say something stupid and stutter or something, because that's supposed to simulate combat. And if you are slow on, you know, the trigger during combat or something like that, you get yourself or one of your fellow Marines killed. So that's why they drill that into your head. And believe me, by the time you leave, you feel like you can take on anything after going through what those things those guys sent you through. Now, to give you an idea of how much of activity and how nuts it is out there. In my 3 months time there, I went into boot camp. When I came into boot camp, I weighed 220. When I left boot camp, I weighed 180. Dropped that much pounds in 3 months. So it kind of shows you how much running around and craziness they do. All of it is about every day and all day. Speed and intensity. You know, they could care. No, I shouldn't say that. But, you know, they'd rather you mess up something than be slow and lethargic and lazy about it. They want you to do everything at all times with intensity, with speed, because again, that's supposed to be with combat. If you're slow during combat, you're going to get someone killed or yourself killed. So that's how that is. So, and if you want another good taste of it, a look of that, check out the movie Full Metal Jacket, the first half of it. That's generally what happens in boot camp. Amongst other things, they're not supposed to hit you anymore or anything like that, but that's pretty much it. That particular movie was supposed to be taking place, at least at boot camp part, on the Paris Island in South Carolina side. Now, training there was pretty intense. You know, you got to during the first month there, you did a lot of drilling. You got acquainted with the base. You got acquainted to what life was. By the second month, we being in San Diego, we went up north about 20-30 miles, whatever it is, to Camp Pendleton to do our combat training. That's where we got to shoot our M16s, learned about different weapon systems, which I'll show you in the next few episodes, and we have to mess around with. Also, that's where we did our Crucible. You probably heard of the Crucible, which is supposed to be a culmination event right near the end of boot camp. You're supposed to go and do this Crucible thing. It's supposed to be very strenuous on your mind and body. But for whatever reason, during my time there, we did it in our middle month. So we did it, and then we came back to San Diego for our last month. Kind of odd. I guess they always do things differently. Every couple of cycles, they change something up, and it just so happened when I came there, that's what they were doing. So you're up there for another month. That's also where you get gas. You get the gas chamber, and you get your gas mask and that sort of thing, and you're doing that. And that was pretty neat. I can't really describe that experience, but it was pretty intense, I must say. Now, another thing after that, we would come back to San Diego, and that would be kind of sort of our checkout month. We'd finalize everything. We do our final drill presentation. We would get our other uniforms issued to us, sized to us, and we made sure we had all of, you know, we were supposed to leave with so much materials and so much gear before we could leave boot camp, and that's what that last month was for. So it was 90 days. We didn't get any time off, unlike Army guys or Navy guys or Air Force guys who get weekends off and things like that. We didn't have any time off. I was there for a couple of holidays, and I didn't get anything. I think we watched a movie while we were cleaning our weapons one day for, like, Christmas. That was pretty much the extent of our time off, I must say. Alright guys, we're coming down to the end of the match here, so I'll leave it at that. Click like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if you so desire, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Take care.